Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef and party planner extraordinaire Randy Fuhrman with us, making some fun brunch menu items like sticky date bread pudding and chocolate macadamia nut ginger pancakes. Today, you're in for a real treat. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable. We've got another great menu coming at you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Kirk Leins. In our kitchen today is a familiar face. It's Chef Randy Fuhrman.
Good day.
How are you, sir?
I'm great. Nice to see you again.
Likewise, likewise. Now, today, we're brunching.
We are brunching.
I love it.
No carbs. No carbs.
He says that in jest.
Yes, I do.
Brunch is all about carbs.
It is.
And what a great meal, right?
Well, this is a good start with the sticky pudding, with the sticky bread pudding, and then doing the pancakes.
Right. We have a bread pudding and we have a chocolate macadamia nut pancakes that sound incredible. But we're starting with the pudding, correct?
We are starting with the pudding.
Can you run us through these ingredients,
Sure.
please, sir?
King's Hawaiian sweetbread. If you can't find the whole bread, you can use the rolls, which I could not. I went like 4 places and could not find it.
And what a nice shout out for another Torrance business right here in Torrance, King's. And yes, you can use these for all sorts of things, but I would imagine in the bread pudding, because they have a sweetness to them.
They do. They give it a great flavor.
Okay.
Then you have dates, which we got from the farmer's market.
They're gorgeous. They're huge. Look at them.
They're marginal dates. They're pitted. Then you have sliced almonds, dark brown sugar, nutmeg, vanilla, spiced rum, and then half and half, eggs and butter.
Beautiful.
So we're going to start. We're going to start with whipping the eggs first, and I'm going to have you grease the.
Okay. And
you like to crack eggs not in your bowl that you're going to use, because if you get shells, you can't get them out.
Yeah.
You know.
You've just ruined.
Especially when you're baking. More so baking than anything.
The worst, right? I mean, yeah. I got to say, it's only happened to me once. And that was like the first and last time. Now I do exactly what you're doing.
Go all the way up to the edges, because your bread's going to go all the way up.
Yummy.
A lot of times I just use yeah, there you go.
And
That's
just
what I
get
was
it up
going to say.
like that. There we go.
So we have 6 eggs, and then I'm going to do 4 more yolks.
Okay.
So I'm going to put the egg whites over here, which you can save and make an egg white omelet later.
Yeah.
And the other thing is,
or
I don't know, you know, when you're baking or doing baking, you really want to do your eggs at room temperature. It's better. It's better for baking.
You know, I'm glad you said that. I actually, whenever I make breakfast, even when I'm using eggs in a savory way, I always take them out of the fridge first, and I let them sit out for a little bit because I like them at room temperature. And you know, what's funny is you go to Europe, and all of their eggs sit out.
All the eggs are out.
Yeah. Well, first of all, they're buying them in smaller amounts. They're doing a little bit more of regular shopping, but they sit out on the counter.
But they're actually fresher.
Yeah. Right.
So. All right, so now what we're going to do is pour these into the mixer. There's no eggshells in it.
Beautiful.
So what I want to do is I want to get these a little bit frothy before I add the sugar to it. Get these broken down.
Right.
So we'll get rid of this.
Get that out of your way.
Okay. All right. Now I'm going to add the sugar.
And you're getting them frothy just so it incorporates better? Is
Yeah,
that
right.
Sort of.
Right. And make sure, you know, I don't know if you know about the trick about brown sugar, like putting a piece of apple in it or something to keep it moist. So if it dries out and it's kind of really hard, put an apple in it overnight, and then it brings all the moisture back into the sugar.
Great. Yeah, because that does like to do that.
All right. So we're going to put the rum. It's a spiced rum.
Okay.
Vanilla. And then the nutmeg.
Beautiful. So really warm, warm flavors, fall-like.
Right. So like this is mixing here.
Okay.
Have at it.
I will. And would you like me just to tear it up?
Yes, we're just going to tear it up.
All right. That's the beautiful thing. Like, you know, with bread pudding, you really can use any type of bread.
You can use any type of bread.
Croissants. I've seen people do it with
Croissant
donuts.
brioche, yeah. would be, that's really heavy. Okay, so let's turn this off. I'm going to add the cream now.
Now, you didn't dry this out. Is there a reason for that?
Well, no. Normally, we would dry it out. You would leave it out for a day or 2 days.
Right.
Because that way it absorbs, it's a little bit, it rehydrates itself, so it's not, the bread is not as wet.
But it will work without.
Yeah, it'll definitely work without. But I would prefer, actually, if you tear apart the bread and then actually let it sit out, you can put on a cookie sheet or something.
With like a tea towel over it overnight?
No, you don't even, because the tea towel keep the moisture in.
Ah, all right.
So you can even put it in an oven that's not on. So that way you don't have to worry about any critters.
Right. And you know what? This is a great job if you've got kids, right? They
can work with you on this.
This is what they're doing.
All right, so I'm going to do this so you can...
Yeah, why don't you get... I'll finish this
so now the dates. So these are marginal dates, and if they're fresh, they're extremely sticky, which these are fresh.
Yeah, those are gorgeous.
So now I'm just going to chop this up. And again, when I mix this by hand, I will be mixing the dates more into the mixture.
And this is taking the place of a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Because they're very sweet.
They're very sweet.
And also, it gives it a nice consistency, keeps it really moist.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
I mean, there's lots of ways, you can change up bread pudding, but this is just, see how wet this is?
Yeah, actually kind of hard to chop, huh?
Yeah, so I'm just going to put this in there so when we mix it.
Okay.
So, okay, now I'm going to take this mixture. Do you have a towel over there by chance?
I do.
Great, thank you.
There you are.
All right. Then we're going to put the almonds in also.
Beautiful.
So now what I'm going to do is, you can kind of throw those still in while I'm doing this. I'm going to start massaging this.
All right.
So that the dates actually get incorporated.
Right. And they pick up some of the bread so that they don't necessarily all stick together.
Right.
And this is a great, not just great for brunch, but you could also, really nice like sort of dessert, especially if you have like a lot of company.
Uh-huh.
During the holidays, what have you.
Well, if you do it in a square pan, you can actually refrigerate this and then cut it into small pieces and actually use it as a dessert past, if you're doing a formal party. And then what you do is put a little dollop of whipped cream on it, and it's a great little bite-sized dessert.
That's a great idea. Actually cut it into like a perfect, like maybe make it a head.
Right.
Get it nice and chill it down a little bit.
Right.
Nice, yeah.
All right. All right. All right, so let's bring the buttered dish over.
All right.
We're going to move all this in.
Okay. Oh, and you're going to pour the cream right on top?
Right.
Or the custard, I should say?
Right, and then we'll push it down.
Right. Yeah. And this is a good way to use up bread that just started
Old
to
bread,
go,
yeah,
too.
totally. Well, in the old days, all the old pastries and everything got ground up, and that's how you made rum balls.
Right.
You take anything that's old laying around, and then you put, if you wanted to, you could add a little more chocolate to it or whatever.
Or you make breadcrumbs, or you make croutons,
Right.
or what have you. But this is yet another way to French toast.
Yes. All right. So now what we're going to do is pour this over, and then you massage it.
Get some massage, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Just so that it all incorporates.
Right.
And are we looking to compress it down too?
Yes, we are. So we can take this.
All right.
Oh, I can't believe. Okay. I thought I was going to do that.
Oh, you know what? It's right in front of me. You know what?
Have at it.
All right.
Yeah. So then you can also separate the dates a little bit more too.
Yeah, I see what you're doing here. Okay.
Yeah. Great. And then I always, when I get ready, because this is going to sit, you want to sit for at least an hour. You can have it sit overnight, and you press it down.
It does get better because it absorbs.
It absorbs it, so that way, what happens is when it bakes, the eggs get it to puff up.
Right, because it would be a lot less liquidy because over the course of the sitting overnight, it's going to absorb.
It all absorbs.
Right.
That's why you want the bread drier. If the bread didn't have moisture in it, this would be absorbing a lot more. So you see that when
Just
it's
like
wet.
French toast.
Right.
Okay. So something like that.
Correct.
For now.
Right.
Perfect.
Perfect.
And then we get this into an oven for how long?
Well, you do it for about 20 minutes at about 350. So, and then you can see if you want to. I don't push it down. You can push it down if you'd like to, so it really gets compressed again, and then it comes back up again. That's what gives it its density. So,
Right, yeah. Especially when you notice that when you go to a restaurant, their bread pudding, it all becomes like one sort of homogeneous layer as opposed to separate pieces of bread.
Right.
Okay, let me get this in the oven.
Okay.
And I tell you what, we'll let this cook up, and we will take a break. And on the other side, we're going to make some pancakes.
Correct.
Correct? All right. Don't go away. We will be right back. Why don't you take that?
I'm going to go good for
Okay.
I have to wash my hands, actually. 'Cause
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes, and you come to mine. This is it. First impression. My way in. But here's the thing. Can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Can one piece of paper really tell you my whole story? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or how anytime there was an opportunity, I was the first one to step up. Because I wasn't gonna let my life, my circumstances dictate who I was gonna become. And all of that determination, the commitment, the drive, that's me. And that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent, like me.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Welcome back. I am in the kitchen with Chef Randy Fuhrman, and we're making brunch.
we are.
We've got this delicious bread pudding that is cooking, and we've actually got another one in there that's just finishing up, so we'll be able to sample that. But right now we are on to pancakes, and we're talking chocolate chip macadamia nut ginger pancakes.
That's what it is. You pretty much named it.
I was going to say run through the ingredients, but I
Okay.
think I named them all.
So, milk, flour, oil for the griddle.
Okay.
Macadamia, I'm using salted. Candied ginger,
Love it.
mini chocolate chips, cocoa, baking powder, vanilla, a little bit of salt, and an egg.
So what's
Absolutely.
our first step here?
All right, we're going to put the flour in.
And this is just regular AP flour,
It's
correct?
just regular flour. Cocoa.
You could use something different though, a multigrain or something like that if you wanted.
You,
He's like, no.
no, not for this one.
No.
No, you need to stay where
He's
you're
got to
at.
be luscious and awesome.
All right, we're going to have a little bit of salt.
People always think that like salt in a baking, in a sweet application for baking is weird, but it's actually what brings out.
It brings out the flavors.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to do a cup of milk. All right, and 1 egg. Now I'm going to do is I'm going to start actually chopping everything and putting that in here too. So we'll do this.
Okay.
Egg in.
And actually, Randy, you know what? I just spotted some whisks right behind you, sir. If you really need a whisk,
I've got it.
going with it.
It's not
Okay.
my first. It's not my first rodeo. All right. So we're going to let this sit anyway, so I can chop the other things. It's going to lead you. You can add if it's too thick. That's why you start out with a cup, and you can just keep on adding if you need it, so you can get it to this consistency.
And
you
what
need.
are we looking for consistency-wise? A looser batter, or are you like?
I like not real thin. I kind of like it to have some body on it,
Right.
you know, and we'll go from there. All right. So I'm going to add my sugar.
Okay. Got to make them sweet.
Yeah. All right. So now what we're going to do is chocolate chips.
And I noticed you using the minis.
Yeah, because these are going to be mini pancakes. We're doing it actually. It could be like a dessert.
Okay.
You can do it like dessert. You can do so many things with this. And I'm
And
going to take the
I think
ginger.
for this too, it's a nicer bite, don't you? Even if you're making full-size pancakes.
Well, yeah, it definitely is a great way to go. And then, again, crystallized ginger, it gets sticky.
Yeah.
And if you have to use a little bit of sugar, you can to keep the knife. But you can see this is working out pretty good.
I love crystallized ginger.
I use ginger in so many things. I really like it a lot. Okay. So we'll get this into a good thing, and then we're going to cut up the macadamia nuts, and then we're ready to start rolling.
Yeah, this is, I mean, just delicious to eat on its own.
Yeah. Here.
Oh, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Yep, lots of stuff.
Okay. And then we're
Well, it's good
taking-
stuff, dude. It's nice and got a little bit of heat to that one.
All ginger has heat.
Right, I know, but sometimes it can vary a little bit. That's nice.
Yeah.
Nice and fresh.
You know, I actually use sushi ginger. I roast sweet potatoes until they caramelize in the skin.
Okay.
And then all I do is just peel them, and then I take them out and whip them, and I put sushi ginger with the juice. That's it. No salt, no sugar, nothing.
Oh, I bet you that's delicious.
It's really good with barbecue.
Yeah. Let me get that out of your way.
All right.
Clean up here. All right. In it goes, into the pool.
Okay. All right, you want your batter to sit for a few minutes so it all takes. I'm going to add a little bit more milk so it's a little bit thinner.
How far ahead can you make this batter?
I wouldn't make it.
It's not like a regular pancake batter because of the nuts. You don't want it to sit
Right,
in the chocolate.
right.
You don't want it to sit too long.
Right.
Right.
There we go. Okay. So we'll heat this up.
All right. You can start making some pancakes. Should I start working on this whipped cream?
Yeah, you can start working on it, and I can actually see the griddle is really hot. So
At home, I would use a beater, but here, I'm going to try not to splash, too. That's going to be the trick.
All right, so let's see what we can do about getting.
And is this heavy cream?
Yeah, it's heavy whipping cream.
I'm not going to try not to get my shirt too...
I have a feeling the first one's going to burn, but let's see it. You have
Yeah, sometimes it does. It's always that first pancake, right?
Yeah, let's try this.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah. Let's try. I'm using a ladle so that way you can get the same one every time.
Right. Okay, we're
So you
starting.
don't want it much bigger than a silver dollar, because again, these are going to be dessert. When it starts to
nice.
bubble, yeah. All right, so right. Here
There we go. Let's start with that.
So I can see where the hot area is on this. So here we go.
Okay, I don't want this to turn into butter, so I'm going to leave it right like that.
That's perfect.
Because that is what happens. We keep going with that, and it's going to become brown sugar rum butter.
Really? Well, actually that would work fine on the pancakes.
That actually would, right? But we're going for something different here, right?
Right. Okay. So.
Yeah, I like the idea of doing them small like that. That's nice. Doing them as like a dessert pancake. Kids love it too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, listen, I don't think there's going to be too many kids that are going to, turn down chocolate chip macadamia nut pancakes. Might have to omit the ginger for a few of them, but at the same
Yeah, I would say the ginger would not be their favorite.
So we're just looking for some bubbles around the edges, right?
Right.
Nice.
Let's see. I think this one.
About
There we go.
How many? Yeah, it's beautiful. How
See,
many?
if the griddle hasn't been used in a while, the other thing is that it's not, it's kind of like needs to be seasoned again.
Right.
If you haven't used it right away, so you can see
Right.
that it takes a little bit of effort.
Yeah, always the first few. You got to sort of figure that that's what's going to happen.
There we go.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so I guess we're going to get the rest of these cooked up, and
Yeah.
we will come back and clean up here, and we are going to have really delicious looking and smelling brunch dishes. So do not go away. We will be right back.
Every year, humans habitually gather for what they call the summer barbecue. Unfortunately, leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire. Now, could it be?
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
By George, it's Smokey Bear. These friends are going to learn a thing or two about extinguishing hot coals. Indeed, it looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good stir. Next, another long quenching drink for the hot coals. Chilling. And finally, a close feel to confirm they're safe to leave. Smokey has this mastered.
Cool? Okay.
Bang on, Smokey.
Hey, Smokey! Catch! Oh. My bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We are back, and I am here with Randy Fuhrman, and I've got brunch. I've got a lot of brunch.
Which thigh do you want it on?
They both look and smell really, really good. I am going to start by sampling some of this delicious-looking bread pudding with the whipped cream that is just starting to like melt into it. Let me see what we've got here. Okay. First of all, really nice texture.
Thank you.
Homogeneous, but not like mush. And not
I feel like I'm being judged.
right? Right? In a way you are. No, I'm just kidding.
That's okay. I can handle it.
Not overly sweet, but like sweet enough.
Right.
Sweet
Well,
enough.
the bread is sweet also, so you don't have to worry about that.
And I got to tell you, those dates in there,
They're killer.
because they still have a bit of a chew to them, but they're creamy because they've been heated up. Excellent. All right. Time for one of these delicious pancakes. Now, you were explaining that obviously you could do butter. And
You could do, first of all, you can make all these and keep them warm, put a little bit of a damp towel over it, and keep them warm so they don't dry out. Then you can do butter on this if you wanted to. You could do ice cream. You could do whipped cream. You could do a chocolate sauce on it and do sauteed macadamia nuts over it. Now these you could put in the freezer for the kids without the ginger, like we were talking about if you didn't want to do ginger, and have it where they could pull it out and
ready to go for
right.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And you know what's neat is it is every bit a chocolate chip macadamia nut pancake, and then you get a hit of the ginger.
Right.
And that's where it becomes really special. That's great.
Yeah, it's a little different. I like doing something with a little twist, like a surprise.
So good. Randy, thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Always fun having you.
Thank you.
I'm sure I'll see you again.
I'm sure.
Just goes to show you that we really are cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. On behalf of myself, everyone here at Community Cooking, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Back to brunch.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.